And it is Aliyah Boston talking about her favorite teammates in the WNBA. And if we're being real, I would assume the teammate who gets 3 to 4 assists per game to her is probably her favorite teammate. The teammate that, you know, keeps giving her the ball wide open 4 feet from the basket for her to shoot those pop shots.
Aliyah Boston recently opened up about her favorite teammates in the WNBA, and the backlash was immediate. Critics went wild, with South Carolina fans taking it the hardest. Without thinking twice, Boston named Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. There was no hesitation, no carefully crafted response. Just raw honesty about who she enjoys sharing the floor with the most. The internet erupted almost instantly. Every attempt to manufacture drama between Boston and Clark collapsed on the spot. Now the debate is raging. Should teammates openly admit who their favorites are? Or was Boston subtly distancing herself from her college circle? Let us know what you think. During an interview, Aliyah Boston was asked a straightforward question about her favorite WNBA teammates, and her reply was fast, confident, and guaranteed to upset certain fan bases. She named Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell immediately. No, I love everyone answer. Just honest truth.
I'm going with 2. Can you guess who they are?
No.
Caitlin and Kelsey. I love those girls right there.
I knew that. I knew that.
You could have, I feel like you could have guessed that.
I knew that, but I knew that.
I feel like you could have,
I don't know why I was thinking college too.
Oh, I was just thinking.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
But
you're a
yeah,
big girl now.
Caitlin, yeah, I am. I'm grown. I'm grown up. Caitlin and Kelsey, those are my girls. Like, I love those two so freaking much, and I love playing with them. It's crazy. So those are my.
Here's how the exchange actually unfolded. The interviewer asked, "Can you guess who they are?" Boston replied, "Caitlin and Kelsey. I love those girls right there." The host responded, "I knew it. I knew it." Boston then continued, "You could have guessed that. I don't know why, but if we're being real, I'm grown now. Caitlin and Kelsey, those are my girls. I love them so much, and I love playing with them. It's crazy. Those are my 2. And honestly, the reasoning is simple. Caitlin Clark delivers Aliyah Boston 3 to 4 assists every game, consistently setting her up wide open just a few feet from the basket. When a guard is constantly creating easy scoring opportunities for a center, that connection naturally becomes a favorite. That's not drama, that's basic basketball reality.
Things when it comes to Aliyah Boston, it's like people have tried to put Aliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark, you know, pit them against each other. But at the end of the day, I think when people were doing that in like a basketball,
what makes Boston's answer stand out is how authentic it feels. There's no media-trained script, no attempt to avoid hurt feelings. She simply spoke honestly about who she enjoys playing with and why. That level of transparency is rare in modern sports interviews, where most players stick to safe, rehearsed responses. To be fair, Boston could have mentioned Erica Wheeler from her rookie season. Wheeler regularly fed her the ball and made sure she got consistent opportunities. Hearing that name wouldn't have shocked anyone. But Boston didn't go there. She chose Clark and Mitchell, her current teammates and the players she's actively building chemistry with. The interviewer also brought up college teammates, adding another layer to the discussion. Boston's closest college teammate was likely Brea Beal, whom she also played with in the WNBA.
What made you take Caitlin Clark's drink?
You just never, like, you know, that's just who I am. Like, I'm like, okay, you know what? You're going to be on camera. Let me just slide this out the view so we don't have to worry about it. No one has to see it. And obviously, the way I'm looking in the camera, I thought that, like, no one could see me. I was like, oh, no one can even see what's happening here, but I was wrong.
You look really guilty in this video. Caitlin looks like she's having a great time.
And I'm just like, excuse me, I'm just going to take this from you.
Just in her element. And Aaliyah looks like the kid in class that raised their hand and told the teacher that they didn't collect the homework. That's what you look like. That's what you look like in that picture.
I did just have to take it. And I was like holding it until she was done. I was like, it's okay. I'll just hold it.
And that obviously becomes Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
What are like she joins the team. What are some of your early impressions of her?
I thought she was super nice. I think it's always weird when you're like used to competing against someone.
Yeah.
I was like, I forgot, we were like doing something. We had something. I was like, Caitlin, I just want to say, I'm like really upset that you like did what you did in that Final Four game. I was like, I feel like I just need to get it off my chest because like we are teammates, but I'm like, you didn't have to do all that. Like you did not have to go for 40 on our dome. Like, girl, we could have just had fun.
Yeah,
but after that, it was like cool because obviously now we're on the same team, so you don't worry about that. But I always thought it was funny because I'm like, we just went from competing against each other, you beating us, and now we're on the same team. Yeah. It's like, I was like, girl, it's okay. I get it. I'm not mad at you for real, but I am. Because like,
Boston emphasized, I'm grown, making it clear that her college chapter is closed. Her focus is fully on the professional level now. That's where South Carolina fans took issue. They want her to continue centering the program and those college ties. But Boston has moved forward. She's a professional with professional goals, priorities, and relationships tied to her success today. Anyone trying to push a rivalry narrative between Boston and Clark just lost all credibility. For months, there's been a manufactured storyline claiming the two don't fit together, that their styles clash, or that tension exists between them. Boston completely wiped that narrative away by openly calling Caitlin Clark one of her two favorite teammates in the entire league. Now let's actually talk about the on-court fit, because this is where the story gets truly compelling. When Caitlin Clark arrived in Indiana, Aliyah Boston reshaped her entire game to better match Clark's style of play. Boston evolved from a physical back-to-the-basket center into a high-level face-up big. She became faster, more agile laterally, and dramatically improved her perimeter defense to the point where she can comfortably switch onto guards. Her effectiveness in pick-and-roll actions increased, her pick-and-pop game became reliable, and her shooting range expanded. None of that happened by accident. It was a deliberate transformation, and it was necessary. If Indiana had landed the second pick instead of the first, the Fever likely would have selected Camila Cardoso. In that scenario, Boston would probably still be playing a traditional bruising role, operating in high-low sets alongside Cardoso. Christie Sides would still be coaching, and there's a strong chance the Fever never sniffed the playoffs. That's not a criticism of Boston or Cardoso. It's simply reality. Boston adjusted every aspect of her game to maximize her partnership with Clark. And if we're being honest, it's fair to question whether the reverse would have been possible. Could Clark thrive in a slower, post-centric offense built around back-to-the-basket bigs? That's far from guaranteed. Clark excels in fast-paced systems where she controls tempo and has freedom to create. Asking her to radically alter that might not have produced the same results. Boston, however, made the adjustment work. She changed everything, and the results are undeniable. The Fever reached the playoffs. They became one of the most exciting teams in the league. Boston and Clark developed real chemistry, both on the floor and off it. And now Boston is openly calling Clark one of her favorite teammates ever. Predictably, the comment sections under clips of that interview are complete chaos. South Carolina fans are upset. Clark detractors are upset. And the people who spent months pushing the idea that Boston doesn't like Clark are scrambling for explanations. But the simplest answer is usually the right one. Boston genuinely enjoys playing with Clark because their skill sets complement each other, and they've built an authentic friendship. One commenter asked about Brianna Turner and whether Boston would keep or trade her. The response was measured and realistic. If Turner is available on a minimum deal, you take her. She's a dependable rotational player who can contribute when needed, but she's clearly not in the same category as Clark or Mitchell when it comes to Boston's favorite teammates or most important partnerships. Another commenter brought up the CBA, and that's the bigger issue looming over all of this. The WNBA and the Players Association still haven't finalized a new collective bargaining agreement. The schedule is out, games are planned, yet technically the season isn't guaranteed. Realistically, though, the season will happen. Too many players can't afford for it not to. Some players made under $100,000 last year when combining WNBA and overseas income. This season, those same players could be earning close to $500,000. That's several years of income in one season. A strike simply isn't realistic. Union leadership can talk about unity and leverage, but if you asked players privately, 80 to 90 of them would oppose a work stoppage. The owners know this, which makes the threats largely hollow. The smarter move would be negotiating a shorter CBA with opt-out clauses tied to revenue growth. Accept the current terms, including the $1.3 million max salary, but include an opt-out after 3 years when TV deals can be renegotiated. That would allow players to bargain from a position of strength if league revenue explodes as expected. But circling back to Boston and Clark, their partnership may be the most important in the entire WNBA, not just for Indiana, but for the league. Clark is the biggest draw in women's basketball. Boston is one of the most talented young bigs in the game. Together, they form a foundation that could dominate for years. The fact that they genuinely like each other, that Boston openly names Clark as one of her favorite teammates, and that their bond goes beyond basketball matters more than any stat line. You can't fake chemistry. You can't manufacture real respect and affection between teammates. It either exists or it doesn't, and in this case, it clearly does. All the narratives about tension, poor fit, or Boston being unhappy after Clark's arrival collapsed with one honest answer. This is a reminder of how disconnected sports narratives often are from reality. Fans and media create storylines based on assumptions and agendas, while the players themselves are focused on winning and enjoying the people they play with. Boston doesn't care about fake drama. She cares about success, and the teammates she values most right now are Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. Boston's growth has been impressive. She went from being the centerpiece of a college dynasty at South Carolina to a complimentary star at the professional level. She reinvented her game, accepted a new role, built new relationships, and thrived. She could have resisted change and demanded the offense run through her like it did in college. Instead, she prioritized winning. That's what elite players do, they adapt. And now she's seeing the payoff. The Fever are winning. Her value is higher than ever. She's playing alongside one of the biggest stars in basketball, and she's clearly happy doing it. That reality drives critics crazy. College success will always matter, but it's a chapter, not the whole story. Boston has moved forward, and her loyalty is to her current team and teammates. She said Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell are her favorites, and the internet lost its mind. The tension narrative is dead. If you enjoy seeing real chemistry destroy fake drama, you already know what to do.